coming on no show not looking right.
I know that's right. What's up, y'all? It's another episode of Bonafide Her Podcast featuring the one and only Anthony Morrow.
Yeah.
Hey, man, do you know how like this is legendary for me? This is legendary right here, y'all. Y'all don't understand how legendary this man is. Like from Charlotte and putting on the Charlotte hoops and sir, gotta give you your flowers. Let them know what it is.
You think?
So let's get to it. So Anthony, can you tell us like your sports story and how you got to where you are in your journey?
Yeah, like first and foremost is, from West Boulevard, Charlotte, North Carolina. And went to South Neck first and then went to Charlotte Latin, Jerry Faulkner, shout out to him, Donnie Fullwood, assistant coach, um, Coach Barker, of course, those are my guys. And went to Georgia Tech for 4 years, played 10 years in the league for 7 different teams. And, my journey is like, I was undrafted going in. Going in undrafted is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get the same, your accolades change if you undrafted when you go from college to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And playing 10 years in there, it was love, but it was also a grind. But you got to fall in love with that grind to just get there. You know what I'm saying? Just to get there, you got to fall in love with that. And I was blessed to be able to have the opportunity to get the Latin, Charlotte Latin. I would love it, Charlotte Latin, and Georgia Tech, and in the ACC at that time was crazy. We had a whole like everybody was a pro in every team in the ACC had pros when I was a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So like we had to really, get to it, and that's when I really learned like you got to fall in love with being what you're gonna do to get to that next level. And I wasn't even thinking about the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like I really wanted to. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was like, I think I'm going overseas or something like that. But I knew I could be a pro if these other guys are pros. That's a message I get to the young guys. You know what I'm saying? But I played for Golden State, Jersey, New Jersey Nets before when they went to Brooklyn, Atlanta Hawks, um, Dallas Mavericks. It's a lot of teams. I'm getting older. I can't even remember. Dallas Mavericks, Oklahoma City Thunder, of course, New Orleans Pelicans, Portland Trailblazers, Chicago Bulls. Like it's like a lot. That's a journey you gotta really be ready for if you really like that. If you really own that, But it takes day by day, brick by brick. You gotta really lock in. And it's my story with that. That's how I go.
Man, you definitely did say like the whole teams and stuff. So like, can you explain, folks, like how different, like how competitive ACC was back in the day? Because like I said, like when I was growing up, you had a whole lot of great players during your generation of ACC coming out. They were like really pros. So like, can you explain like how competitive it was versus like the ACC it is right now?
No, it was different because like now it's like different teams. Like I we spoke about this a little bit, but like the football changes everything because football brings more revenue than basketball does. And now I think everybody know that. Everybody knows that. But when I came in 2004, 2005 to Georgia Tech, it was like um, Carolina had just won a championship, like Raymond Felton, Rashad McKenzie, like all them guys, Chris Paul, Wake Forest, um, Justin Gray, shout out my bro, my big bro, Justin Gray, that's my dog. And like everybody, shout out my bro, Jack McClinton, that was at Miami. Like we ain't understand. Miami and Virginia Tech and all these different schools that was coming in that was in the Big East that came to the ACC. We understand that, but it don't even matter. Duke was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like they had guys, and it was just it had pros, So it was just one of those situations where like every when the ACC season started, it was like the playoffs of the NBA. So it's like it's coming. We got to go to Greensboro. DC was my rookie year. I'm in my freshman year in college, and it was like a different situation because it's like you have to understand that the climate changes in terms of the competition. If you got to see a Duke, you're gonna see Coach K. Shout out to Coach K. And shout out to my coach Paul Hewitt, Coach Charlton Young. It was it was a different feeling around that time. You know what I'm saying? And you still got to study. We at Georgia Tech. We still got to do work. You know what I'm saying? But it was really a great situation. It was a great atmosphere, and I'm blessed to be around that. The competition was crazy though, because there's people I said some stuff to in the game that I'm like, man, I would never tell you that right now, man. We got kids now, you know. What I'm saying? I love you, bro. It's all good, It's all good.
So my question is for you, like, you know, I was trying to get into like learning more about Charlotte hoops and stuff, and then you naming all these women hoopers from Charlotte. So, how did you get involved into advocating like women hoops overall, especially like that needs to be, recognized more with everything that's going on with viewership and everything.
No, I mean, we never I never separated that. Like, if you can hoop, you can hoop. Like, I grew up in a neighborhood where it was like Kings Park Apartments, like Hood Rock Apartments. Like, we grew up in a hood like where it was like the girls. It was no question they was gonna hoop with us. Renisha White, Laquita Owens, like it was people like that. You know what I mean? My cousin as well. But they went to West Charlotte, Olympic. They went to these schools that was prominent. And it's like, man, nobody gonna tell them not to play with us. They would beat somebody up if they say they can't play. They was like that, aggressive. So I never looked at I always looked at. I'll tell you something honestly. I like training. I got the training company. You seen the little thing like AM training 456. I like training girls more than boys because the girls pick up on information way faster. You know what I'm saying? And they're more skilled. They're not trying to dunk on everybody every time. I mean, I love training my boys. I got like 13, 14 guys. They going to school. They going to colleges. They get scholarships. You know what I'm saying? But and with my AAU program, we got like 60, close to 60 people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my brother, D'Amico Crawford. Um, that's A more elite. But I like training girls more because they pick up on information faster. You tell them what to do one time, they do it. I trained a 6 year old little girl, and she was just starting basketball. But everything I taught her how to do, she did it. I don't care if you make or miss a shot, but like within the work, I could see where she was progressing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about that. But Sierra Birdie, like all these people, she was in the USA. You know what I'm saying? Tiffany Mitchell, Leah Metcalf back in the day. Like it's a lot. You know what I mean? Kansas Drakeford, all them with John C. Smith. Like I watched them play. I used to stay to watch them play when I was young. You know what I'm saying? And I love that because that's where the game is going. And I think it's going to be even bigger now with Angel Reese, Caitlin, like all that. Like I'm like, man, it's beautiful to watch for real because it's all skill. I don't need to see you dunk on nobody. I want to see you get to something, get to a move. Can you shoot? Can you score? Can you pass? That's what the game is, and that's what the game is in the NBA now. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? You're gonna get them Ja Morants gonna jump out the gym and do all kind of like real athletic and crazy shit. But at the same time, it's like I love training girls because they listen. They don't try to talk to you about nothing. Look, do this like this, and they do it right away. That's why I understand how Kobe thought, because Kobe Bryant was like, he embraced the girls' game. They was like, really? He was like, man, I don't care about AAU. He was like, it's messing the game up. I'd rather train the girl. Now I understand what he was saying. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? I only train like 3 or 4 girls out of all my clients, like, on everything. But Janae, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like Coach Malcolm, you know what I'm saying? His daughter, she was my first client ever at the University of Minnesota. And we had the best workouts ever. And that's why I'm like, I like training girls more because she picked it up. I'm like, and she saw me training the little guys, and she was like, I'm like, come up there and step in. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. My workouts are like community. You know what I mean? So I love.
And you spoke about how Kobe. Shout out to Kobe. Rest in peace to a legend, for real. Um, you mentioned how like you saw how Kobe just kind of embraced training and working with the girls, especially having his own like travel AAU team during the time. And you got a chance to play against him. What was that like during your time? What was that like playing against Kobe and then like maybe chopping it up and learning from him?
Shit, Cole was kind of like I can't explain him, man. Like he was like like a doctor or some shit like that. Like Cole used to break shit down during the game. Like playing against him was like he'll tell you what he gonna do and what his teammates gonna do and what your teammates are gonna do. He's like, I know all the plays. Like Cole was like a film watcher. You could tell he was a surgeon out there, a basketball surgeon. He was different. He would tell you what he gonna do. He'll tell you what you gonna do. And I know the play y'all about to run. It was bigger than just like seeing him score. Like he was on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse my language. But he was like, I'm a do this, and then y'all gonna do that after this play. And then when I come back down, we're gonna run this. He would tell you. You know what I'm saying? He was such a competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like he was more than a competitor. Like it was really different. Like I never got to play against Michael Jordan. That's my favorite player ever, Mike. But Cole was like our Michael Jordan because we actually got to play against him. You know what I'm saying? Like I scored against him, but like you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, I mean, I competed with him. I went at him because he didn't respect you unless he didn't even talk to you personally. He'll say some shit and not be looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Until he respected you. So the whole Kobe thing is like my last Kobe story was he was at the end. This is his last year in the league. We were in Oklahoma City, and I had like made noise about like shooting above my head, like catch high, shoot high. And I was doing that at halftime. And I was having a good game. It was halftime. He got a suit on and all that. He stood up, tapped me, was like, man, what made you start doing that? I was like, because I played with a high ride point guard, Russell Westbrook. Shout out to my brother. I said, man, sometimes man, he goes so fast, I gotta catch it wherever he throw it and just get it up. So like I started going to the gym and on the shooting gun, and I started like put the gun high so I could catch it and shoot it high. We get 300 makes, you know what I'm saying, on my own. Cause I'm like, man, he gotta be able to like if he see me, he see me, but he going so fast that like he don't know what he might throw that. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "That's what's up, bro." And stuff like that makes him think like you love the game. You know what I'm saying? It's other players with stories similar, not like maybe like that, but like similar to that, you know. And that's what Cole was. He was like that. It was like, man, Kevin Garnett had the same type of story. I had a kind of same story with KG. That's my bro. He crazy as hell, but those guys, nah, for real. But those guys, no, those are the guys. Those are the guys that like I looked up. I mean, they had slam posters on my wall. I had slam posters on my wall growing up to them. You know what I'm saying? You get their respect, that's real. You know what I mean? Allen Iverson. You know what I mean? He lives in Charlotte. So it's like, I see him. All of them a little thrown off, but I love
Oh, dang, you mentioned the folks from like the '96 class. KG was probably a little bit after, but still, like the fact
Now
that
KG was before them. He was 95.
see, at least you correct. At least see, I was. Thank you for the correction because I was like, I know I was a little off, but
Good.
hey, but like you said, the fact that you got those respect from greats like those, especially Hall of Famers, and that's something that you will forever cherish because a lot of people, like you said, if they see you not loving the game, it's like I don't respect that. So, but my question is for you though, like have from your perspective and from your experience, have you ever did you ever notice how some players may really love the game versus they just really love the lifestyle that it brings?
Yeah, it's a lot of that going on. But it's at this point, like right now, you talking about like in this generation right now?
It could be this generation or even during your time.
Yeah, lifestyle is I mean it's like some people can't even like decipher. You don't understand what it's gonna be from like nothing to like $20 million in a year. So that can change you. You know what I'm saying? But it don't really change you, it changes people around you. So who do you have around you? You know what I'm saying? So like most of that is that with the young guys when I holler at them, hey man, it's gonna be, you know, the homies gonna change, girlfriend gonna change, mama and daddy gonna change, uncles and aunties gonna, everybody around you is gonna change. It's not you changing. Like if you go get a pair of Versace's, they want that. They never asked for Versace's before that. It's like an example of that. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's just when you come into a certain element in your life when it comes to basketball, whatever it is, entertainment, football, whatever it is, you come into a different element, everybody's going to change. Just like with grandma hit the lottery, everybody love grandma now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But that's just a part of what we do. But it's just about like who you who are you around that can tell you don't do this, don't do that, don't give mama that. You know what I'm saying? Don't give daddy that, don't give grandma that. What the idea of something we're gonna invest in, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And just having the right people around you is gonna say, hey man, it's a good investment over here. That's a good investment over there. It's a bad investment over there. So the lifestyle is gonna be the lifestyle. You can't not hide who you are if you win the NBA. You can never hide that. Even if you're the last person on the bench, you can't hide who you are. Especially if you go back to your hometown, you're gonna be who you are. You know what I'm saying? You was probably the high school star, went to college was a star, you get in the league, it don't matter what happens, you're gonna be that. You can't not stop that. The only thing you control is who you are as like you. You can't hide nothing with that. You know what I'm saying? But You got to be able to gauge and kind of navigate through that after you're done playing. And that's what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna not be who I am, but we gonna still get to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of guys struggle with. I watched a lot of guys struggle with that, even when I was in the league. Cause it's like, if I ain't playing basketball, who am I? You still you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's real.
So my like you mentioned like one of the things that athletes tend to like kind of question is who are they without the ball and stuff like especially like with the rise of people spreading the awareness of mental health like for you as a trainer, as a father, as well as a former player and a Charlotte legend, how important is mental health in ways where, you know, and how can people understand that you are more than an athlete?
Absolutely. So, first of all, y'all can follow me, anthonymorrowcharities.org. Amo Charities on Instagram. And we got a mental health program. We got some other stuff coming. Um, it's huge. It's not clinical, but at the same time, we talk to the kids about like anything they're going through with their families or anything. You can just talk. It's not like, we don't do anything where it's like like where we have doctors or something like that, but we go into the schools before their first period. MLK middle schools where we've been doing it at. But it's mostly about TED Talks kind of. So like we'll talk to them about anything that they want to speak about. We won't force nothing. We do like programs where we put stuff down. We might do bingo or something like mental health bingo, or like I have some where we shooting something in a trash can, like anything like that, like just to talk about something, just to get them engaged. And it's been successful. COVID hit. We ain't did it since like maybe 2021, but it's huge. You know what I'm saying? Like you got guys, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Love, they talking about that, and they in the league. You know what I'm saying? They talking about it, and it's like, well, we got to get the babies involved with that. I hear my manager, shout out my manager, Vina Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "Oh, you want to do that?" I say, "Yeah, we need some mental health. Let's get them now when they're young, before they get older." You know what I'm saying? So we do that, and it's good and it's great. And even for me being like the CEO of the foundation, it's like that helped me out. If I could see, we had a kid one time. I ain't trying to talk y'all head on.
You good? Hey, the floor is yours, sir.
We had a kid. We had a kid, a little girl one time. She was coming in there and she just had her head down. It's a 6 week program. Shout out my brother Greg Jackson, Hill Charlotte. That was his community over there. And for the first 2 weeks, she had her head down. Third week, she put her head up. By the 6th week, we was giving her an award or something like that, because she was going through something, because she had nobody's rocking with her in the house, and then she had to take her little sister to school, and then she just found solace with her people that's in school, with her peers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this what this for? This is what we doing this for. Like it ain't about nothing but that. Everything's about them. It ain't about me. Ain't nobody bigger than anything I have going on. Ain't nobody bigger than the program. Nobody's bigger than the program. The program is the program. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we rock. We ain't never stop. So how I feel about mental health for real. We making them lives change. Mental health with the guys that play in the league or entertainers or whatever is huge. You need to, I got two therapists. I ain't even tripping. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just like knowing who you are at the core, because that lifestyle of playing in the league will have you thinking I'm this now. And I never left where I'm from. And that's why I'm still here. Because I'm like, I needed these people that's still here with me because you start thinking you one of them people. And it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? When it's not like that, now it's like, oh shit, you know? And then it's like, well, what I'm gonna do now? Nah, bro. Who are you at the core? Well, Hov said you was who you was before you got here. That's a real bar. You was who you was before you got here. Who was you then? You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping jewels on you right now.
I'm
I'm gonna
just,
charge you. I'm gonna charge you for this shit. Nah.
I was, I was like, dang, I'm usually the one to be dropping jewels, but hey, iron sharpens iron. So, like,
Nah,
you,
sorry. I'm fucking with you.
so it's because it's with everything that happened in 2020, everybody was like it was shut down, everything was shut down. So you had a lot of athletes, whether it's student or professional, trying to figure out who they were without that sport, and then mental health really played a huge toll in it. So it's some folks were dealing with injury even before, like, say, COVID hit, and that took a whole toll. And I think a lot of people tend to forget that athletes and student athletes, they are human first. First and foremost, they are human. Like, what they do and what they're doing is like, yes, it's a title, but you gotta accept them as human first. You can't be a fan when they're a spectacle, when they're like entertaining you, but you don't accept them when they're at their vulnerable, or like you can't be a fan if you can't accept them as human.
It's fact.
I be
Like
I be trying to let folks know, put them on game. Like, look, I'm just saying, but
it's real talk.
always dropping gems like it's like an everyday thing. Just drop mics. But my question for you though is, you know, how important is representation for you, both on and off the court? Like, especially when you as a play, just both on and off the court. How important is representation for you?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, you gotta like. I'm gonna represent Charlotte every day of my life. I don't care what it is. Like, but um, just making sure that you on the court, of course. Branding. You mean like branding or like just who you are?
Both.
Yeah, who you are. You gotta brand that. Like who I am on the court is who I am in life. Like for real. Like and like social media and stuff like that. I tell people all the time, like who you see me as on social media or when I was playing on the court, when you see me out in person, it's the same person. Like I ain't gotta change nothing. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to big homie, Charles Barkley. He was always like that. You know what I'm saying? I know him, but I don't know him like that, like closely. But he's really like that. You know what I'm saying? Like who I am is who like it ain't gonna be nothing differently than that. You know what I'm saying? I would not want my kids to feel like daddy is one way at the house or something, or when we out, he different. No, daddy is the same. Every element I'm in. I can articulate myself in any element. I can be myself. I can dress how I am. I got 60 tattoos. I'm gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? So like that's like main thing is just being yourself in any element. You have to be yourself because people gonna judge. I don't care about judgment of people, and nobody should care about that. We under God, so it don't matter. But Be yourself in every element. You know what I'm saying? You gotta adjust and do stuff, but like you can't not be you. You're gonna drive yourself crazy with that shit. You feel me? Real talk.
You can't like that's the thing. A lot of people trying to fit into what is like say trendy and stuff, but it's like everything comes and goes like seasons. But who you are, that's a longevity. Like if you really want to build your own legacy, you gotta be yourself. So
Facts.
I'm just saying. But so my question though, you know, why from your perspective, why is it that say when it comes to like supporting women's sports, why is it kind of like why is there in ways not a lot of male athletes that say they're in that same sport as say a woman hoops? Why is there barely any support like for women hoops? Like why is there like maybe little to no support or don't even like kind of show the same love that the women hoops show love to men's?
I gotta disagree.
Okay.
You got LeBron James, all of the USA Olympic gold medal teams at the game. And then now you got Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. They're building up other players that we never would have known about. This is the biggest support you could ever see for the WNBA and the USA Olympic women's basketball team. It's the biggest support ever. You just gotta let it sit. I don't like people like a lot of people missing the mark when they report on this. They are doing exactly what they supposed to do, and they need to embrace what's going on. We've never seen that. You've seen people in the past, Cynthia Cooper and all them back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Dawn Staley back in the day. We never Dawn Staley right now, if she was back then right now, it'd have been like Angel Reese or something, or Caitlin Clark. They didn't get that kind of support back then. Now they getting it. They really getting it. You cannot complain about it. Let them rock. Let them rock. I just like I shut my mouth on everything with anything. I'm just like, hey, who playing tonight? I'm going to watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Let it rock. Like the media is like so much like, well, why is this happening? This, that, another. I'm like, look, bro, I don't care what happens in the game. Caden Clark get knocked down, Angel Reese talking shit. I don't care. Let's watch it, bro. Let them rock. Because you don't say that if LeBron get knocked out in the game or knocked down in the game. Let them play, bro. It's they competitive, they hoopers. It's hoop, you know? So let them go. That's what it is. Like it's the most visibility that the WNBA has ever had ever. And it's gonna get better because the girls in college, South Carolina, they got the girls that's going to the league. Like they got the girls from South Carolina in the league. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let them rock because it's gonna go. The visibility comes with the basketball related income, the BRI. The more visibility you get, TV deals, the more money the players get. The NBA been doing it for years. So now that's with the union. So now the WNBA union, I don't know if it's different or the same, but if it's different, you're gonna get more money, the players get more money. And that's what's happening. Like, shut the fuck up. Let them rock. You know what I'm saying? Just let them rock, bro. I just like competition. I want to see my little homie Malaysia Phil Wiley from South Carolina. She's gonna get off.
Lay with the butter.
You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my dogs in South Carolina, man. She was a baby. She's nice.
Oh yeah, like I remember watching her. There was a clip where they were playing against Notre Dame, and it was in a different country, yeah, they were in I think Paris or London, one of those cities.
Went
And
behind the back and yeah, went behind the back
yeah,
and hit the goddamn on goddamn. Yeah.
ah!
She went to the work. She nice. She been nice like that. She was a house. Hey, shout out my brother Zam Frederick. Went to Georgia Tech with me, and then he transferred to South Carolina. He told me about Malaysia, like when she was like the eighth grade. He was like, "Wait, did she get that?" And she did that. It's crazy.
Cause like you know, you explain it because I was like, for the longest time, I always wondered why was there not enough, say, male athlete support for women's sports. But just to hear your perspective, there was, but it was like it was just kind of slowly getting there, or the fact that there's more support now, like versus say like the support back in the day. But you see you see like the biggest support now with everything, just like you said, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. Then you got Rakia Jackson from the Sparks, who's hooping like crazy. Like,
Right. Yeah. Shout out to her. She nice. Yeah.
and then you have Aaliyah Edwards and Camilla. Like that whole draft of this year, like
You know what I'm
you gonna
saying? Like it's changing. You know what I'm saying? But like when Mike came in the league in '84, and they realized what Mike was, Michael Jordan, it changed the NBA. Now I'm not comparing them to Mike and nothing like that, but like y'all got two, you got Caitlin, you got Angel. Build off that. In this generation, because they both like social media and all kind of shit like that. So it's like in a whole different like element, you got to build off that. Like they built off Mike and Magic before and Bird before, but Mike came in, it was different. Then they built off that, and that's when the TV did the shit changed. So I'm like, let this rock. Like let them go. You don't have to scrutinize nothing. Just let them play because they are putting other girls I ain't never heard of. I'm watching NBA games. I'm like, damn, I didn't know she was that good. Like I didn't even know. I wouldn't even be watching it. You know what I'm saying? And now we watch and we love it because we hoopers. You a hooper?
I be I just say I be like I just I just learn. You got people need
Yeah,
to understand when you learn you can watch. You can watch when you learn, you observe. Like God gave us two eyes, two ears, and one mouth for a reason. I mean,
it's
you
a
can learn.
fact. It's a fact.
See, the fact that I get recognized as a hooper from a legend, hello, I feel validated now. I feel a little bit more validated because can't nobody tell me anything
You
anymore.
was in there. You was in there shooting around at the pro, and I was like, nah, shoot for real. Shoot for real.
I mean, I mean, just because, like, cause I just be like, you gotta have fun with it, cause the thing is, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, just North Carolina is a hoop state. If you type up hoop state, the phrase North Carolina is showing up the first.
Come
But
on, man.
the different cities that you see a lot of hoopers come from, like, just to see a lot of Charlotte hoopers, just I didn't realize like there's a list until I've heard. I mean, I remember, but I didn't realize it was a whole list, like pages of books and stuff. So, but for you, like, what's it like, to be considered a Charlotte hoops legend, for you?
Nah, that's cool. You know, it's a lot of guys, man. Like, first of all, you gotta acknowledge the guys, man. Like, it ain't it ain't like you got Jeff McGinnis, you got Justin Gray, you got Isaiah Hunter, who like people don't even understand what Zay was. Independence, Curtis Withers, West Charlotte. I said Jeff McGinnis, West Charlotte, of course. Justin Gray, West Charlotte. Then went to Oak Hill. Um, Corey Baker, shout out to Big Homie.